Disclaimer: this video is for educational and historical purposes only. Blanco'S GRCH Ace's Jackie? Ace's Jackie, or Boots as my wife called her, was born up north on the yard of Donrest Kennels on August 2, 1995. Ace's Jackie was sired by Rumble, a game and talented stud who is tight mountain man ch Homer blood, and out of the very rough pigskin who is tight cowboy ch Jeep, both sire, and damn have a little GRCH Joey blood for a boost in there. Boots was picked out by Angel Martinez, a friend of mine, who I brought up to Donrest because he wanted to buy a pup. Angel raised her until the age of 5 months old when he said he no longer wanted the fiery little bitch that kept shaking his male's ballsack. He also didn't like the way she looked, as we both agreed she was the ugliest little bitch around. I paid him $100 payments on her, and she was mine. I let her share a kennel with my other 7-month-old male, and they were fine for a couple of months. Until one day when the wife and I were away at a function, and Boots decided that she doesn't want Damien sharing the kennel anymore, and breaks his leg. I got scared since Damien had 20 pounds on her, and he tossed her around until she takes his bottom end out. We separated them after about 10 or 15 minutes of what we saw upon our return home, and took Damien out. When I let Boots go, she rockets into the fence. I tell myself, well, if she wants it, I'll give it to her in a few weeks. So that's what I did. We tried to put a Colby Bad Billy boomerang cross on her, but they didn't go. So one of the guys says his Flo will have that bitch for lunch. Well, they started, but Boots picked her teeth with Flo, so we put a bigger dog on her after that. That was bump number 2, and it lasted 27 minutes. I healed her up, and a month later we go up north where she came from and give her 10 with a Deadwood bitch. She scratched on 3, and we had to get her other leg stitched back on. 4 months later, I gave her 15 with my rough Bad Billy bitch, and they make a nice mess, but Boots was giving up 10 pounds, and was still coming to the top. I then bred her to a Deadwood Art male. After her rolls, bumps, and schooling, I got a call from Funky Medina. We had known each other for some time. I was green, and he had 4 or 5 under his belt, so he says, I got a 34 in 30 days. Well, I said no problem, and we agreed on each other's words with no forfeits. We get it on with this tight Maloney Dirty Mary bitch that has been around the block. No handles, no out of holds, and his bitch in control for the first 8 minutes. Then Boots hits the armpits, chest and shoulders, and his bitch sings and turns. Then Boots breaks the chest and it's all over. His bitch is playing dead, so I scratched to win at :21. His bitch didn't make it. Well, it's time off for a couple of months. I call out Crunch Kennels 1X winner Tilly. We are all set to get it on, and they pay the forfeit, so I am still looking with 3 weeks on my dog. Broadway Jack convinced me to go into some high-class stuff in order to get recognition. So I call out Captain America, after he checks me out and checks some weights. We're on at 36 pounds. He brings some of his double-dead game chopper stuff that takes a killing for 140, scratches 6 times, looks dead 5 times, and shits 3 times, but just won't pack it in until she dies in the corner and collapses. So that's number 2 for Boots. She took a bad heavy chewing, so she is on off time for a while. I bred her to CH Asia, and didn't get any pups, so no free rides at Blanco's kennel. I talked to IBM, and asked, are we ready? He said, hell yeah, I'll be down to get her tomorrow. He had worked her for number 2, and she was not running hot, or breathing hard at 140, and she was strong, and pumping, so he was to work her again. Number 3 is lined up with Crunch and Lawtown because they want another chance. So the money's up, and we are ready when Lawtown wants to forfeit again halfway through. Big P Crunch said, no way, I'm not looking like an ass that bitch is going. So we get it on, and they bring a tight Chinaman bitch that is said to have it all named Lacey. We let them rip, and I can see IBM has Boots perfect, as usual. Lacey turns after a bit of action, handles are made, and she comes across. She is getting outclassed, and she starts singing. Lawtown is making excuses about conditioning, and Big P Crunch says it's only gone 10 minutes, she is just getting whipped. No excuse needed, she didn't quit yet. She sings along but keeps scratching, and we are all confused, but they feel she can't win, so they pick up a confused game bitch, and mass combined declares Boots as champion. Ace's Jackie with win number 3 in :25. We tried to breed her, and while we wait, we get it called out by Beeline. They want traveling weight? And a higher wager. We tell him to hold on because we aren't sure if she is pregnant or not, but if she isn't, we give them our word we will call them. Well, she didn't take, so we gave them a call, and it's on in 8 weeks with pound for traveling for them. It was to be a 4-match show until the law pays a visit 2 hours beforehand, so all others are postponed, and we change the spot for ours. With Beeline's cooperation, we travel back south and get it on. Both dogs are on weight, and Beeline says they brought this to ex-best and show winner Sissy just for Boots. They are confident and start the betting. Sissy is protesting in 6 minutes, and scratches twice until at :24 she is a cold noodle, and they offer us a scratch to win. We do, and Sissy collapses. I thought she was going to be buried, but apparently, they saved her after the hour and 14-minute ride. Poor IBM, he worked his ass off for less than a half hour of action. We were advised to try and hook her again right away before the word of a quick kill gets out, and then we would never get her hooked. We call out 20 reputable kennels and 8 champions within pound of her weight with no luck, until I call Hargroves at War Eagle Kennels. He doesn't hesitate 1 minute and it's on. So IBM is hand walking again, now with the help of his stepson Scuff, who is racking up a record of his own. The day of our event, Hargroves never shows, so we get the forfeit after a 7-hour ride. We call and try everything to get him to go through with this. So we tell him if he shows at the said time and date and makes weight, we will give him back his forfeit. Well, he did so. It's on a full week and a peak later. He brings his 2 ex-winner Hargroves and the Gator boy Simba, who is said to be a hard-mouthed, rough bitch. She was all that and then some. She was a limb-punishing bitch that did to Jackie what she usually does to others. For about 25 minutes Jackie gets busted up, broken front paw, broken stifle, and just plain chewed on. When Simba slows down, Jackie starts to figure this back-end specialist out, and she starts doing what she does best, hitting the chest and throat. Simba, tired due to lack of air because her throat was choked off, and turns at :41. Handles made, and she comes like a rocket, only to be overpowered by Jackie, who was working a down dog until :58 when Hargroves offers a scratch to win. We scratched, and now it's time to help Hargroves save Simba. This is a rough bitch that I would not mind owning myself. I doubt that she would quit. This was definitely Jackie's toughest match, as I wasn't sure if we were going to win this one. IBM and Scuff's conditioning helped to bring her to the top again. She isn't even 4 years old and made grand champion. Not bad for an unrespected $400 bitch that nobody liked or wanted. Her next battle is ROM status? Now let's get her bred. Hopefully she will pass that style on and can make some more wins, because so far our record isn't where we want it to be. IBM and Scuff.